Ben, it's great to have you.
It's great to be in the studio.
Now, Ben, this competition focuses on traditional Chinese martial arts, but I know that there's also modern Chinese martial arts. Can you compare and contrast the two for us?
Right. Well, traditional martial arts in China are thousands of years old. They were mostly started by either Buddhist monks or Taoists from the mountains who passed down these things to people, and then they spread throughout society. And many of these, or pretty much all of these martial arts, will have sort of a strategy. For example, you have animal styles that mimic the movements of animals, like the tiger style or crane style. The praying mantis style, which uses the strategy of a praying mantis in combat. But when you start mixing these styles, you get something that doesn't really accord with the original idea of what a style was about and the original strategy, which was thought up by some high-level person in Chinese history. So when you compare it with MMA, MMA is basically a mixture of different traditional martial arts styles, but it's now neither this nor that.
Now, Ben, you're talking about the inner meaning. I know that the head judge for this competition, Mr. Youfu Li, talks about what he calls martial virtue. I mentioned it in the introduction to this segment. I'm wondering what you can tell us. What does that mean in your understanding, that concept?
Right. Well, martial virtue, virtue obviously means to be a good person, to follow a sort of code of conduct in your life. And in Chinese society, the whole society, if you ask, any professor of Chinese history this, they'll tell you that this is the case. The whole society was based on something called cultivation, 修炼, cultivation of one's conduct. That's what the whole society was based on. And the martial arts was no exception. It was based on people who have good morality.